Engineer's main weapon is a secondary, and as much as I want to talk about strictly the primary weapons in each class, shotguns are only a primary on this one class. Fuck it, I'm sure we can make something out of this. Engineer is the first class I ever really started to main. Uncle Dane exists, yes, but the main draw to it when starting out was sentries. Surrounding myself with all that metal death sounded magnificent, and it worked for a long time. But then Uncle Dane showed me the beauty of not only surrounding myself with the metal death, but being the metal death right beside it. Shotguns gained more and more appeal in my mind from this point forward, and I even equipped the gunslinger for a while, solely to make myself get used to fighting with shotguns more. In this time, I feel I've gained what are some pretty solid views and opinions on these primaries. Parentheses, question mark, parentheses. Stock is going to be a necessary option to mention, but it's not a very in-depth one. Stock is just so easily overshadowed by the other options with flashier or more useful applications. Stock has 9 pellets it fires and bullet spread like a motherfucker. The damage output is great, but again, that's if the output is actually input into the target, which it usually is not. Up next, I don't like you. The Frontier Justice built up a bad habit in me of intentionally sacrificing my sentry in order to get the guaranteed crits out of it. I consistently threw away perfectly good sentries instead of treating my crit mechanic how I believe it's supposed to be treated, which in my opinion is "don't you touch my fucking baby!" Coming back to this gun, I feel like it's actually really good when you treat it like this. It makes the "you killed my sentry, now I killed you" mentality a bit more viable in practice, and I like that. Because beyond just protecting your child or whatever, you're also able to defend against whatever got past your sentry in the first place, like a demo or heavy, as long as you hit your crits. The Widowmaker leaves me disappointed. I love the mechanic of using your metal as bullets and getting that back and then some on a good meat shot. Bullet spread, however, doesn't like that. RNG will cuck any and all players that it can, and even at pretty close range, I still manage to whiff a couple pellets each shot. And in this case, this means I'm losing bullets and building material. The only 2 things that NG has to protect himself and his team are now useless because it's all fucking gone. I don't like to use the Widowmaker, and I don't think I ever will. Remember how I said the Widowmaker cucks players with RNG? Yeah, if you use the Thompson, I'm gonna assume you're into that. And this weapon gives Engineer nothing to benefit from. Spies lose Cloak and Meds lose Uber when you hit them, and that's it. It's a slow projectile weapon with mediocre perks on a class that was given the shotgun for the sole purpose of quickly disposing of enemies attacking their buildings. And this projectile does even less damage than almost any other shotgun, dealing 60 damage compared to the 90 that stock can throw out. Sure, this is one projectile that deals its full damage instead of inconsistent damage due to random bullet spread on other shotguns. But I feel like you shouldn't be fighting at a distance where you're going to miss the majority of your shots. So why would you feel that that's necessary? Well, whatever the case, props to you if you can hit the shots with this thing, because I can't. Okay, so for the final shotgun, this is almost no better than the Thompson. The damage output is the same as the Thompson, it's one projectile like the Thompson, however the ability to repair or snatch your buildings from any distance for some metal is pretty fucking good. The Rescue Ranger, probably my favorite gimmick in this game so far. Pulling my buildings, namely my sentry to me, is a very reassuring thing when I'm in the situation of, aw man, I could have my sentry right here, but it's all the way over there. Oh no. Problem solved. Now die! And that's all there is. There's plenty of really good options for Engineer's Primary. For a class with so many drastically different playstyles, having a shotgun that works for each of these is really amazing to see. Most classes don't have such a large variety in ways to play the game and utilize their tools like Engie does. You can play around your sentry, leave your sentry as a last line of defense while you put in the work, or let your buildings run the game. And you'll always have a shotgun to do just that. Personally, I'll always love stock, or its better sibling the panic attack, because I like to play around my sentry with the all-rounder weapons. But if you like to play a different way, go for it. There's certainly no lack of options.